I am already in love with our next guest. Celebration 2019 kicks off today at Paisley Park and honors Prince. And many of Prince's old friends are back in town, including our next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Prince's hairstylist of nearly 30 years. Kim Berry, everybody. Hi, Kim. First, Kim and I chatted. She's lending me her pants tomorrow. I'm wearing those tomorrow. That's right. I'll be right.
Always.
I'll wear them tomorrow.
Yes.
What was it like for you? Well, first of all, let me start at the beginning. How did y'all meet?
I was actually dating his bodyguard, and the bodyguard introduced me to the hairstylist. And one day she just up at a video shoot, and she's like, I think I'm going to quit. And I was like, you're not going to quit. You work for the biggest entertainer in the world. She's like, it's not what you think. And I said, no, I think you work for the biggest entertainer in the world.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, it's not what you think. And once I walked a mile in her shoes, I was like, oh, now I get it. Yeah, because you have to, you have to meet his level. You have to meet his grind. He works long hours. He stays up all night. I used to call him a vampire because he stayed up all night grinding music, working shows. After the show is after party. After the party is the hotel lobby,
Yeah.
So yeah, it was an incredible journey. It was a beautiful ride. That dude was just incredible to be around.
Kim, what would you tell that Kim, that day, that interaction with the old hairstylist? What would you tell her if you could whisper something in your ear back then? What would you tell her?
Oh, man.
Get ready?
Yeah, get ready for the ride, because you had no idea. Like, he hired me. I was literally a kid when he called. He said, Kim, this is Prince. And I'm like, and he says, I'm not going to be able to make it, because I went to the salon and set up and got ready for him. And he said, I'm not going to be able to make it. And I said, okay, no problem. I said, well, when you come back to LA, just know you have a hairstyle. Well, do you travel? Now, I'm like 18, 19 years old. I'm like, yeah. I haven't been out of Inglewood, let alone California. And so he says, okay, well, the flight leaves in an hour. We're sending a limo to come pick you up. I said, what? He says, is there a problem? Oh, no, sir. No, sir. And I hung up the phone. I called my mom, and I'm like, oh, my God, I just talked to Prince. She's like, stop lying. I'm like, no, really, I just talked to Prince. And I was like, I said, he said the flight leaves in an hour. What am I going to do? She said, get your curling irons and your hairspray and get to LAX. Yes. Yeah. She's like,
get to LAX.
Get to LAX.
Yeah.
She said, I'll send you some money when you get there. Go to Target and buy you some clothes. Yes, indeed.
What was it? You and I were talking briefly during the break. What was the process like? Because let's just hold in ourselves 30 years. I mean, we're fans. We see him from a distance. You were personally with him for 30 years as a friend, as a hairstyle, as a member of his circle. What was the process like for you writing the book and grieving at the same time?
Yeah, it was, I call myself lazy because I said I should have been finished a long time ago, but literally every part of it, I found myself purging, and I cried and I laughed and I cried, laughing because I was able to share that life and times with him and some of the most intimate moments of his life, crying because my friend was gone, and it was just surreal to just relive those memories all over again. But I'm just so glad that God chose me to walk alongside him.
Yeah. I think everybody has something in a friend that you love. Like, I have a friend that I love her laugh, and I have a friend that I love the way she tells stories. What's one of your favorite things about your friend?
He used to laugh from his gut. Like, he would bawl over, like just scream out.
What kind of laugh did he have?
Just like super loud, out of his gut. He would laugh, especially if the joke was on you. Like, we always had your mama sessions. So him and, yeah. So,
you did?
Oh, yeah. So everybody, and then I would catch him slipping because he'd be reading joke books. I was like, no, you cheating. You can't read your mama jokes. You can't read them. And so, but him and the guys in the band, they would go back and forth for hours. And it would be funny because when they would get him and I would be laughing, he'd go, oh, that's funny to you, Kim? And I'm like, oh, no, I'm laughing with you, boss, not at you. He like, but I'm not laughing. I'm like, right. I'm like, yeah.
When I think of Prince, I wouldn't think of him having a big laugh.
Oh, from his gut. He would fall over, just scream out. I'd be like, and sometimes if it wasn't even funny, we would be laughing because like, is that funny to you?
Yeah.
Like,
why is it funny?
Yeah, right. Yes.
Did you learn anything, as you're purging, you're grieving? did you, because you're reliving the memories as you're putting it
Absolutely.
on in the written word.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything that you were like, oh, were you reflective about anything?
I think always rise to the occasion. Like he
made you better.
He made us better. Like he used to tell people, when you work with me, he said, I don't have to fire anyone because you'll fire yourself. You know, he said because his hours were so long, his time being with him was so strenuous. He did not play. Everything he demanded of everyone else around him, he demanded of himself. So he was a hard worker. He didn't play. It was a learning experience every single day to see him moving, knowing that he was the caretaker of all the people that were around him. You know, he was responsible for all these people. I remember being on a plane one time with him, and he was writing. We were on our way to Hawaii. You know, we're supposed to be going on vacation. I was like, so he's scribbling. I said, well, boss, we're going on vacation. We're going to kick back. And I was like, when you going to just rest? And he said, I can't. He said, I know that I'm being downloaded by God as the music comes in. When I get one song out, another song pops in. He said, it's a blessing and a curse, you know. So he was one of the hardest working men I've ever seen in my life. I learned so much from him, but even though he was the teacher, he didn't mind being the student. So we would have Bible study together. We would laugh together. Like I said, he loved everybody's children. All our kids got to come to Paisley Park and run around. My baby was running around Paisley Park all the time. And, you know, it was just a beautiful thing. It was beautiful.
We got to go, but one last question. He was so private. What do you think what would you say Boss would say about the book? Would he like the book?
I think he would.
You would?
I think he would.
I think he would too.
Yeah.
I could talk to you forever.
Thank you.
Please come. Next time you come, will you please come back?
Absolutely.
You were a delight to speak to.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. Thank you. Get there, everybody. Diamonds and Curls is available. It's available on Amazon, or head to our website, diamondsandcurls. Love that name.com. Still ahead of